John D. Rockefeller, a name synonymous with wealth, power, and entrepreneurial genius. Rockefeller was the world's first billionaire, and through his company, Standard Oil, he built a monopoly that forever changed modern economics. His influence was so profound that even today, the legacy of his actions remains. But how did this remarkable journey begin? What drove a boy from humble beginnings to become the richest man of his time? In this video, we'll explore the life story of John D. Rockefeller in all its facets. Big Bill, Rockefeller's father, was a flamboyant character. He was a traveling salesman who peddled supposed miracle cures and was considered a businessman of questionable ethics. He led a restless life, had numerous affairs, and fathered children from various relationships. However, Bill also taught John how to negotiate and close deals. These lessons shaped John from a young age. His mother, Eliza Davison, was the complete opposite. She was devout, strict, and embodied hard work and frugality. These values were instilled in her children, particularly John. She taught him the importance of discipline and thrift, two traits that would define him as a businessman. The Rockefellers moved often during John's childhood. At age 14, the family settled in Cleveland, Ohio, a city that would play a crucial role in John's future career. John was a diligent student and showed early interest in numbers and accounting. By the age of 16, he had his first job as a bookkeeper in a small trading company. Interestingly, even at this young age, Rockefeller began meticulously recording his income and expenses, a habit that would stay with him throughout his life. He learned early on that wealth was not just earned through hard work, but through wise investments and frugality. Yet, Rockefeller wasn't content with being an ordinary employee. He dreamed of having his own business. In 1859, at just 20 years old, he partnered with another man to open a firm focused on trading agricultural goods. This company was the first step toward his eventual oil empire. Rockefeller's first business venture quickly found success. However, the pivotal moment came in 1863 when he began investing in the burgeoning oil industry. At the time, the oil boom in the United States, particularly in Pennsylvania, was in full swing. Rockefeller saw the immense potential of this resource and decided to invest all his capital in the oil business. Together with Samuel Andrews, he founded the Rockefeller and Andrews Oil Company in 1865, which would later be renamed Standard Oil. This decision marked the beginning of Rockefeller's incredible ascent. What set Rockefeller apart from his competitors was his ability to control every aspect of the oil business. He didn't just buy crude oil sources, but also built refineries, owned pipelines, railroads, and distribution channels. He created a vertically integrated company that covered the entire value chain. This approach allowed him to reduce production costs and outcompete his rivals. In the following years, Standard Oil continued to expand, becoming the largest oil company in the world. Rockefeller used aggressive tactics to buy out or drive his competitors out of business. By 1880, he controlled about 90% of the U.S. oil market. However, this market dominance did not go unnoticed. Standard Oil became the first major monopoly in U.S. history, often at the center of public criticism. Many accused Rockefeller of being a ruthless businessman who manipulated the economy for his own benefit. Nonetheless, his business acumen brought him enormous profits, with his wealth growing to heights that are still unimaginable today. Chapter 6. Rockefeller's influence on the American economy. Rockefeller's influence on the American economy was immense. He didn't just revolutionize the oil industry, but also reshaped how modern businesses operate. Standard Oil set new standards for efficiency, management, and vertical integration. Many of today's corporate structures and management practices trace their origins to Rockefeller's methods. However, his monopoly drew the attention of the U.S. government. In 1911, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that Standard Oil had to be broken up due to its monopolistic practices. The company was divided into several smaller entities, some of which still exist today, such as well-known names like ExxonMobil and Chevron. Chapter 7. Later years and his philanthropic efforts. Despite his reputation as a ruthless businessman, Rockefeller was also one of the greatest philanthropists of his time. In the later years of his life, he dedicated much of his fortune to charitable causes. He founded foundations, supported the creation of universities, and financed medical research. Among his most significant contributions were the founding of the University of Chicago and the Rockefeller Foundation, which remains active today in areas such as health and education. Chapter 8. Influence on the modern economy and the legacy of his fortune. The wealth of John D. Rockefeller and his company, Standard Oil, continues to shape the global economy today. The successor companies that emerged from the breakup of Standard Oil are now some of the largest energy firms in the world. His personal fortune was passed down through generations, with the Rockefeller family still one of the wealthiest and most influential families in the U.S. His son, John D. Rockefeller Jr., carried on his father's philanthropic work, expanding the family's influence. Chapter 9. Conclusion. John D. Rockefeller's timeless influence. John D. Rockefeller left a legacy that extends far beyond the oil industry. He changed not only how businesses are run, but also the landscape of philanthropy. His influence spans economics, education, and science. He was a man who, in an era of unregulated markets, achieved unprecedented power and used it for both personal gain and societal benefit. While many of his methods were controversial, one thing is certain. John D. Rockefeller was one of the most influential figures in modern economic history. His name will forever be associated with the idea of the American dream and the pursuit of success. Thank you for watching this video. Remember, patience and a solid strategy are the keys to long-term investment success. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future updates. Leave a comment on this video below. See you in the next video.